What's up, traders? So today I'm going to show you another reason why I've become increasingly more bullish on SoFi stock and how I've been using the wheel strategy on that stock in order to bring in several $1,000s per month. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad. I am a full-time options trader, and I bring in multiple six figures a year from the stock market, and I use the money I make from the stock market in order to pay for my entire lifestyle. Now, it would be greatly appreciated if you go ahead and smash that like button and go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well, because we have some amazing videos coming up here shortly. And do remember that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. All trading comes with risk. I'm just showing you how I've built wealth over time. Now, we're first going to go over a few general things about SoFi, and then I will show you what I found in their earnings release that has made me increasingly more bullish on the stock. Now, as of today, SoFi stock is a $14.39 stock. And we can see that it has a market cap of $15 billion. And if you're not familiar with SoFi's business, they are essentially a financial technology platform. So they're kind of like an online bank and AI software kind of all meshed into one. But let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. All right, so looking at their chart here over the last year, we can see that last August they hit a low of around $6. And from there, they enjoyed a nice little upswing and went all the way up to about $18 just January 24th of 2025. And from there, their stock kind of sold off for the next few months, but pretty much the entire market did because of all of the tariff news. And it went as low as $8.88 on April 4th. And since then, it's pretty much been going in an upward direction. Now, if we zoom in a little bit, here's something I want to show you. So let me make this a 6-month chart. But there is a ton of support in this $12.50 area. All right, because this purple line here is the 50-day moving average, and this blue line here is the 200-day moving average. And they're pretty much in the same spot. So the 50-day moving average is at the $12.47 mark, and the 200-day moving average is at the $12.55 mark. So right around that $12.50 mark, there's going to be a ton of support. So barring any really bad news for the entire market, I don't see this stock getting under $12.50 anytime in the near-term future, because it would take a ton of selling pressure in order to get it under that mark. So we will keep that number in mind. However, let's look at a few more data points. Now, here we are, we're looking at the analyst targets, and we can see that out of 20 analysts who are currently covering the stock, they all do still collectively have it as a hold. However, if we look at their price targets, we can see they have a high target of $20, a mean target of $13.97, and then some analysts have it as a low of $4. However, when I'm looking at analyst targets, I pretty much focus on the mean target, which is $13.97, and we can see that SoFi stock is trading right around that mark currently. And so that just means that the stock is currently trading for what the analysts believe it is worth, with the data that is readily available. And so that $13.97 mark is good to know. However, let's keep moving forward. Now, looking at SoFi's financials, they have grown tremendously over the last few years. Now, if we go all the way back to 2022, we can see that the revenue had 62% growth. And then in 2023, they had 65% growth. And then in the latest year, the year ending December of 2024, they had 29% growth. And then on top of that, 2024 marked a milestone for them because that was the first year where they had positive net income. And that is huge because when it comes to business, it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. And what's even better is they are just expected to grow their net income pretty tremendously from here. But speaking of their financials, let's head on over to their earnings release so we can look at some of the latest data and I can show you why I have become even more bullish on this stock. So here we're looking at one of the slides for SoFi's earnings presentation. And we can see here that it shows diversified revenue. Revenue has shifted towards more capital-light fee-based revenue. Now, their fee-based revenue is essentially any revenue that they get that is not from charging interest on their loans. And the reason I like fee-based revenue is because it's a little bit more guaranteed and a little bit more recurring and a lot more scalable than loan interest income. And a whole lot less risky as you don't have to give out your own money for this fee-based revenue. As I'll show you here in just a moment, a lot of the fee-based revenue comes from charging other financial institutions for using their software. But if we look right here, fee-based revenue in millions, we can see that based off of Q1's numbers of $315 million worth of fee-based revenue, that they are estimating that there'll be somewhere around $1.2 billion this year in just fee-based revenue. Now, remember, we're talking about a company that has a $14 to $15 billion market cap. So the fact that we are adding this much fee-based revenue and diversifying our revenue is pretty huge. And if you take a look over here, you can see how their fee-based revenue has grown. So from 2021, they went from 26% to 25% to 27% to 37% in 2024. And now 41% in the first quarter of 2025. And that number is pretty much expected just to continue to grow. But if we scroll down a little bit more, we can see here that their EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, is just continuously growing. So they are growing their profit margins while also growing their revenue all at the exact same time, with their EBITDA number reaching 27% just in the first quarter of this year. And we can see that they said targeting an incremental EBITDA margin of 30% and reinvesting incremental revenue growth. And if we scroll down a little bit more, we can see that while they are growing their fee-based revenue business quite tremendously, they're also still growing their loan business as well. We can see 45% net interest income year-over-year growth. But down here, they give us a little glimpse of what their fee-based revenue comes from. So it says non-interest income includes fee-based revenue generated primarily through loan platform business, referrals, interchange, and brokerage. So that is all great news for Sofi, but how are we using this information in order to make more money with our trades? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at a potential trade. But real quick, if you know anybody who can use help generating income off the cash that they already have, then tell them about the Trade of Freedom community. The link is in the description below. But not only will they get my exact trades as soon as I enter them, but they'll also get my entire options framework via the Trade of Freedom course. They'll have full access to ask me questions at any given time. And lastly, they'll be within a community of other traders who all have the exact same goals as them. So if you know anybody who is looking to reach higher heights and reach their goals in 2025, then go ahead and tell them about the Trade of Freedom community. The link is below in the description, but let's get back to the video. Now, if you're new to the wheel strategy, I'm going to quickly explain how it works. However, if you're already familiar with the wheel strategy, stay tuned because I will show you a better way to go about it. Now, the wheel strategy is just a combination of selling puts and selling calls. Now, we'll always start off with selling puts because when you sell a put, you are just agreeing to buy shares of a stock at typically a lower price and you get paid to wait around. All right, so we'll first sell a put and we'll collect the premium for agreeing to buy the shares if the stock price drops below our strike price by our expiration date. Now, you can typically do this step over and over and over again until the stock price actually drops below your strike price and you get assigned, which means you have to buy the shares. Now, once you buy the shares, you own those shares and now you can sell a covered call. And a covered call is just you agreeing to sell shares at a specific price by a specific date. And again, for doing so, you will receive premium. And you can again do this part of the trade over and over and over again until the stock price rises above your strike price and you are forced to sell the shares. Okay, but we can do that part over and over and over again. And that is why it's called the wheel strategy. But since we know that the first thing we need to do is sell a put, let's go ahead and look at a few data points to see what is the best strike price that we should select. So the first thing I want to look at are the Bollinger Bands. So the Bollinger Bands are these black lines up here, but they just aim to show you the range that a stock price is expected to trade within. And normally it's about 95% accurate. As you can see it going all the way back to 6 months ago. Anytime that it pops out of the Bollinger Band, it quickly pops back in. If it pops out, it goes back in, and that pattern just continues on and on and on. Now, typically I like to sell puts when it is at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. And as we can see for today, Sofi is above the Bollinger Band, so that means we can reasonably believe that it will pop back in within the next few days. However, I don't wait for it to get to the bottom of the Bollinger Band in order to sell puts. What I do is I'll sell puts somewhere around the bottom Bollinger Band line. And we can see that that bottom line is at $12.91. So we will keep that number in mind, but now let's look at the expected move. All right, so the next thing we need to do is select an expiration date. And typically for expiration dates, I will go up to 45 days out. And the reason I do up to 45 days out is because that is the time frame where time starts to decay even quicker. And as option sellers, that is exactly what we want. We want for the time to decay because when you are selling options, time actually works in your favor. However, when you are buying options, it kind of works against you. And so we want to make sure to use that to our advantage. So let's go ahead and select our date. So if we're going up to 45 days out, I think I'll go ahead and select this date that is 39 days out from now. And we can see that Sofi stock has an expected move of about $1.66, which will be about 11.62% move, which will put it at an upper price of $15.92 or a lower price of $12.60. And so that lower price is what I want to pay attention to. And so we know that the Bollinger Band said $12.91 and the expected move says $12.60. And normally I would select whichever number is the more conservative out of the two. However, because both numbers are really close to each other already, we could just lump them together and say somewhere between $12.50 and $13. All right. And if you want to know where you can get this information from, I use barchart.com, and there is a link below in the description. You will get a free 30 days. And during those free 30 days, you could try out all of their features. However, they have a ton of advanced screeners, and I use this every single day to find the best trades for that day. So go ahead and use that link below in the description and get it for free for 30 whole days. All right, but let's go ahead and head over to Thinkorswim and look at a potential trade. All right, so here we are in Thinkorswim, and we are at SoFi's options chain, and we said we were going to do about 39 days out. So let's go ahead and select that date. And what I need to do is come over here to the put side. And remember, we are expecting a downside move of anywhere between $12.50 to $13. So looking at these strikes of $12 or $13 over here. And so what I typically do is I look at the delta column. Now, I look at the delta as the probability of the event occurring. And so, for example, at this $12 strike, it is a delta of 0.15. So I'm thinking there's about a 15% chance that SoFi stock, which is currently at $14, drops down to $12 by the expiration date. All right. And typically I stay below a delta of 0.20. However, if I am very bullish on a stock, then I am fine with going much higher on that delta. So I think I am going to use the $13 strike, which is currently at a delta of 0.28. And we can see that it'll pay anywhere between $46 to $48 per contract. And that is a pretty amazing return. And now if we pull up the calculator and we just calculate the return, let's assume we'll get the mid price at 0.47. So I'll just type in 0.47 and divide it by our strike of $13. And that will get us a return of 3.6% in just a little over a month. And that sounds good to me. So let's go ahead and place the trade. Now I'll just come down here to the $13 strike and I'll select the bid price, and they will automatically fill the ticket for me. And from here, you can do however many contracts you like that fits your account size. For me, I kind of like to dollar cost average and do a different amount every day, depending on if the stock is up or down. And we can see that as of right now, the stock is down 1%. And that's good when it comes to selling puts, because you tend to receive more money by selling puts on a stock that is down for the day than you would for that exact same stock if it were up for the day. So right now I'm going to just do 5 contracts for the purposes of this video. And we can see right now I'll receive $46 per contract. And if we are ready, we will go ahead and hit review and place the trade. However, let's go down and look at the profit and loss chart. All right, so SoFi stock is currently where these red dots are here. And if we look at that top left there, we can see that we collected $230 for putting on this trade today. And that number up there also shows you how much the trade will be worth upon expiration. So we can see if SoFi stock just stays right here, we'll keep the $230 we received and we go about our day. If the stock price goes up, we just keep the $230. If the stock price goes down, we keep the $230. However, if it starts to go below our strike of $13, we will start to make less and less and less money. And then our break-even point is somewhere around $12.51. And then if the stock price continues to go down even further, that's when this contract becomes less and less. However, we are fine with that because we are fine with purchasing the shares at the strike price that we selected. All right. And that's a great thing about SoFi stock, is because it's so cheap, it's a lot more feasible for a lot of people to buy 100 shares if they really needed to. All right. So at a $13 strike, if we had to purchase 100 shares, that would just be $1,300 worth of SoFi that you would need to purchase. And that is why it's much easier for people to trade SoFi stock if they have a smaller account as compared to a stock such as Tesla that is several $100s. All right, but that is the selling put side, and we can continue to do that process over and over and over again as long as SoFi stock stays above our strike price. However, what if SoFi stock drops below our strike price and we are forced to buy the shares? Well, now it is time to sell covered calls. So let's head back up to the options chain and see how we would sell covered calls. All right, so now we are back at the options chain, and now we own the shares. Now, this is where things get even more fun, because we have the potential to make even more money on the covered call side than we did on the short put side. And so let's assume that we sold puts at $15. And so we were assigned the shares at the $15 mark. And the stock is currently trading for $14.14. Well, the way I like to sell puts is I love the guaranteed income. And so I like to select my strikes as somewhere near the price that I paid for the stock. And so if I were assigned at $15, I would turn around and sell covered calls at $15. So now we're looking at the exact same date, 39 days out from now. And if we come over to the call side, we can see that the $15 strike pays anywhere between $61 to $63 per contract. And that is well over a 4% return that is guaranteed over the next 39 days. And so what I would do is I would come over here and follow the exact same process, go ahead and select bid. Now, every contract is you agreeing to sell 100 shares of the stock. So take however many 100 shares of the stock that you have and divide it by 100. In this case, we did 5 before, so we'll do 5 again, assuming we had 500 shares of SoFi stock. And I could go ahead and hit review and place this trade. However, let's go ahead and look at the profit and loss chart. All right, now we can see here that we received $315 for placing this trade. And as long as SoFi stock stays below the $15 mark, then we keep the shares that we have and we just keep the $315 that we were paid. However, if SoFi stock were to expire above the $15 mark, then we have agreed to sell the shares that we have at that mark. However, we still keep the premiums that we were paid. And that is how we in the community are currently running the wheel strategy on SoFi stock in order to bring in a ton of monthly income. Now, again, if you know anybody who could use help generating income off the cash that they already have, then tell them about the Trader Freedom community. The link is in the description below. I would love to help them reach their 2025 goals because there is still plenty of time. But with that being said, that is it for this video. I hope you guys have an amazing, blessed day, and I will see you guys on the next one.